Hey there, happy Sunday. Hope everyone had a good weekend. We're headed into week number 3 next week of this whole lockdown experience. I hope everyone's holding up okay. I certainly enjoyed our first online class on Friday. Definitely a new experience, something that we're going to still kind of work on, try to figure out. We had a great turnout in Euro. Almost everyone was in there. We did have a lot of people in APUSH that didn't make it. I reached out to some people that still aren't in the Google Classroom for APUSH, and hopefully we can get them part of that. So one of the things we talked about in class on Friday was just all the uncertainty we still have about online school. Is any of this going to count? What is the plan from the state? And we still don't know that. We might find some things out tomorrow, maybe later this week, maybe not, who knows. But I think I kind of feel like we don't need to wait to hear about that to develop a plan. So here's what I'm thinking moving forward. The earliest exams are going to be is the week of May 11th. So including the week we start tomorrow, that leaves us 6 weeks before that exam week. 6 weeks is just too long to only review. I don't think that really makes a ton of sense. And I also just feel like, and I guess, Friday kind of brought this, especially as we got into some content in APUSH, like there's still good history to do in both classes. There's still good stuff to do. And we don't need to stop that because of coronavirus. We don't need to stop learning. It might not count. It might not be for a grade, but we don't need to just sort of give up on everything as far as our learning goes. I mean, you signed up to take a course with me, and we still have, I think, interesting things to learn. So even though it's not part of the exam, even if it might not count for grades, I'm going to keep moving forward with some new material, and I hope you'll be a part of that. For the sake of learning and trying to finish this picture that we started in September. What I like about these classes is you get to see this enormous timeline of history, and you can see how different periods influenced each other, and we're not done with that. So my basic plan, thinking of this 6-week period we have until what will probably be exam week, is for the first 3 weeks to mostly do new stuff. I mean, we can work some review type things in there along the way, but to have 3 weeks where we do mostly new stuff, mostly new learning, and then 3 weeks of review before the exam. But it could even be 3.5, and we might adjust that a little bit once we find out more when the exam is and how that's going to take shape. It could be even later in May. But I say whenever the exam is, we'll probably plan on around 3 weeks for review. That's a week longer than I usually do. But I think in these circumstances, that's probably a good idea to do a little bit more review. I'm going to plan on having a class Wednesday and Friday this week, the same times they were on Friday. I haven't heard anyone say that doesn't work, so we'll do Euro at 1 and APUSH at 2. And then starting after this week, I want to plan on having a class Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So that's where I'm at right now. I think it's time to really start putting some steps forward. What I really noticed in the online class, I think a lot of you enjoyed the connection. This is a very isolating experience we're going through right now. It's very abnormal, and it all came very suddenly. So I really think us having these classes, can establish that sense of community that we're missing because of school. We can set a little bit of a routine for these weeks, and I think we all need that. And so I hope you'll be a part of that moving forward. So I'll put some things in writing tonight or tomorrow. I'll send out a schedule for you. Get going with your next chapters. Euro, we still have to do some work with this Age of Anxiety chapter. We'll do that on Wednesday. We'll get down to business. But, you have the guided readings. I would still do them. I think they really kind of help you focus. That's always been a part of your process. You don't have to turn it in. I'm not going to create an assignment on the Google Classroom. But I just think that would be something good for you to focus on as we figure out what we're going to be doing with this material over the coming weeks. So that's the update from here. Hope everyone's doing well. I'll talk to you soon.